Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the AD Think Tank, sponsored by K12 SportsTech. We're going to be right back with this week's Think Tank guest, but as always, we want to give a shout out to our sponsor. So stick with us. These are all companies that I used as an athletic director. They're all great companies, so we want you to visit them too. So take three to 4 minutes, listen to our shout outs, then listen to our Think Tank guest, then go and visit these sponsors. I'm telling you, you're going to be glad you did. We want to say thanks to Vital Signs Wall of Fame for their support. If you're looking for a really cool way to display your school record boards or your school's Hall of Fame, go to Vital Signs Wall of Fame and check out their interactive touchscreen video consoles. You put one of these in your gym lobby, it's going to be a magnet for kids, for coaches, even sponsors. Go to vitalsignswalloffame.com for more information. We also want to thank our friends at Hometown. Hometown is changing the game for schools and organizations with their suite of solutions that includes things like digital ticketing. Oh, big surprise. They're still the number 1 digital ticketing provider. How about athletic website construction, fee-free fundraising, and a whole lot more. Whether you're an AD, a head coach, or an athletic administrator or principal, Hometown makes it easy for you to save time, raise more money, and bring your community together. You'll find it all at hometown.com. And don't forget to mention the podcast. We want to thank Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. I didn't get my master's from the Ohio program, but my assistant AD did, along with thousands of others, and it was a great experience. Also, while you're earning your master's, you also complete 11 NIAAA leadership training courses at no extra charge. Check out Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. We also want to say thanks to Athletic Surveys. In my school, we use surveys for everything, kids, coaches, parents, and the information that would come back was almost always over the top positive. We also got to hear from those challenging parents that we were already hearing from, but it gave them a chance to vent and it gave us a chance to address their issues. But that 98% approval, that's incredibly valuable, especially when you're visiting with your president, your principal, or even your school board. Go to athleticsurveys.com. Let them create a custom survey just for you. We also want to say thank you to Gipper. Go to Gipper.com and let their team turn you into a social media marketing genius. Whether it's a social media post to celebrate a victory, or an entire newsletter to showcase all the great things your department's doing, the team at Gipper will have you up and running in no time. It's professional graphic design made easy. Go to Gipper.com to get started. We also want to say thanks to Sideline Interactive, indoor score tables and video boards. Go to sidelineinteractive.com and you can schedule a live web demo to see their products in action. It's probably one of the best purchases I ever made. Go to sidelineinteractive.com for more information. We want to say thanks to Huddle. As a football coach, I used Huddle for years. As an athletic director, I made sure we were a Huddle school. And our coaches, our student athletes, even our parents just loved the tools that Huddle provided. Go to huddle.com, join the 8 million users, and turn your school into a Huddle school. We want to say thanks to Home Campus. Home Campus is a platform you're going to use every single day, whether it's scheduling, rosters, results, or their incredible athletic clearance and eligibility platform. You got to see it to believe it. Go to homecampus.com. Don't forget to mention the podcast. That's homecampus.com. We also want to say thanks to our friends at Snap Raise. Have you ever spent weeks and weeks with a fundraiser and been disappointed in the results? Well, those days are gone. Go to snapraise.com. We used it at our school with great success, and so will you. It's Snap Raise if you want to raise money. It's snapraise.com to find out more. We also want to say thanks to K12 SportsTech for sponsoring the AD Think Tank. K12 SportsTech is a platform that not only connects athletic directors with each other, but it connects athletic directors directly to vendors so that they can influence how companies shape their tech to better serve schools. To find out more, just go to K12 SportsTech. And as always, don't forget to mention the podcast. That's K12sportstech.com. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the K12 Sports Tech AD Think Tank on the Educational AD Podcast. This is our 20th Think Tank special, if you will, and very excited. We're staying right here in Florida today. And our Think Tank guest is, I can say, she's a good friend, Kristy Belden. Kristy is a certified athletic administrator. She's the Associate Director of Athletics at Bishop Moore Catholic, that's in Orlando, Florida. Has a tremendous background as an athlete, as a coach, as an administrator, also works as a consultant. Kristy Belden, welcome to the Think Tank.
Thanks for having me, Jake. Always a pleasure.
And we're joined, of course, by the COO of K12 Sports Tech, Mr. Alec Brown. Again, Alex, if you're a regular listener, you know Alec's story, but we're going to let him share it later today. Alec, welcome back to the Think Tank.
Thanks, Jake. Appreciate you having me again.
Okay. Well, for our listeners, we're actually recording this on June 11th, so it's probably the most timely episode you're ever going to listen to. Kristy, let's go and start with you. Share a little bit with our listeners. I know you've been on the podcast before, and listeners, if you haven't listened to Kristy's episode, you need to go back in our library and check it out. It has some great tips. Just give some broad brushstrokes about you and your background and Bishop Moore, and then we'll jump into your think tank experience.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of one of those where the catchphrase of when she learned she could run, it changed her life. And that is me. So I was a high school multi-sport athlete, ended up running track in college, and have worked in athletics and athletic space my entire adult career. And currently, like I said, associate AD at Bishop Moore Catholic. And working with, our student athletes that want to play in college and the recruiting side and student athlete development and such. So it's been quite the journey, but unfortunately I've been able to see it from all angles.
Yeah. And now you and I we're on Facebook. I get to follow all your adventures. You're a sports parent too, so you get to have all those thrills, if you will, of having a teenage student athlete.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it brings a whole new perspective. But it is helpful too to see it kind of from the other angle. When, like I said, when not only as an administrator, but then to see it, oh, okay, this is how a parent sees things. And it's been very positive, for both sides.
Yeah. And again, we'll let you get into that later. Alec, go ahead and share your background a little bit and how you ended up where you're at now with K12.
Yeah, thanks, Jake. So my background, similar to Christie's, is in education. I was a teacher and administrator in Chicago for about 10 years. Also was a baseball coach and AD. I worked at a school that didn't actually offer any sports to their student body, which obviously sports being a big part of my life growing up, I didn't think that was right. So I don't know if it was a mistake or not, but I walked into my principal's office one day and asked if we could start a sports program. She said yes, and that led me on this path of a scholastic-based education, sports and education. Um, did that for about 8 years at that school. Loved being an AD, loved giving student athletes the opportunity to play organized sports, many of them at my school for the first time. But then moved on, ran an organization called Beyond Sports Foundation for a few years, which was also Chicago based, which worked with high school and college athletes on preparing for life after sports. So like Kristy, we did a lot of recruiting stuff with high school athletes, helping them prepare for college and selecting the right colleges, but then also work with those college athletes to help them prepare for the workforce after their college careers were over. So that was a tremendous experience. Left there because my family took a big move. We moved overseas to London, which kind of made that job not possible anymore for me. So then I happened to meet Abby, who's the founder of K12 Sports Tech, and that led me to this amazing opportunity to become the CEO there. And what K12 is a consulting and resource hub for student for sports tech vendors and athletic administrators to connect them. And we do it through what we call our AD Think Tank, which is current athletic administrators from all over the country whom we bring on to our consulting projects to help vendors understand better if their solutions solve a problem for school administrators.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. I was going to have you do kind of a broad brushstroke for somebody who might be new. Again, it's K12sportstech.com. If you are not currently a member, there's a tab on there where you can click join the think tank. And just to, step on Alex's toes, I think it has, three aspects that just really struck me when I first heard about it. It's a connection network for ADs. So ADs can expand their network and talk directly to other ADs across the country. It also, I think, it's unique in this space in that it connects athletic directors with vendors and vendors to ADs, not to sell you something, but to actually pick your brain and ask how they can make their product better for you. And that can include pricing, marketing, features. Again, I love the story. One client actually, after speaking to ADs, changed the name of their company because the ADs felt that, hey, this might be a better fit. And now, fairly recently, the third aspect is the vendor directory with vendors. You see my sponsors. I think many or most are members of that directory, but any company that an athletic director or a coach might do business with, uniforms, equipment, you name it, okay, is part of this directory. And it gives you an opportunity as an AD to see what other ADs are saying about this particular company. And it gives you, as a think tank member, the opportunity to give those companies feedback as well. Alec, I'm going to let you back in later. I hope I did an okay job there.
Excellent.
Kristy, let's go and get back to you. How did you first get involved with the think tank, and what have been some of the projects that you have participated in to give feedback to vendors?
Ironically, you. No, I would say, yeah. I mean, Jake, you were obviously, my initial introduction to it. And I think with anything, in the world of email, in the world of, fast moving athletics, things like that, always there's kind of this moment of hesitation, like, I don't know. But I will say that the experience has been just awesome, in the fact that it's been truly, I would say, sincere. Both Abby and Alec are super responsive. And it's really been an enjoyable experience. And, kind of as you said in your intro there, the companies and such that we've spoken to, it is. It's not necessarily feeling like you're getting hammered over the head with a sales pitch, where you have to have that awkward thanks but no thanks conversation. It's they're really truly asking for your feedback and your input. So I've enjoyed being able to kind of, because each week you get, the weekly email on Mondays with kind of what's going on, the different projects coming up. And depending on my own schedule, I can say, hey, if this is not a good time, or yeah, I do have a little bit of downtime. Let me, look into these things. But also, based upon what's going on our campus or our community or projects coming down the pike and or my own experiences. So obviously, height EQ was one because it's sports psychology, which is my background. So that one I lit up when I saw that. I was like, oh my God, that's right up my alley. So really enjoyed, doing the call with them, and obviously introduced it to some of our coaches. And again, similar, as you spoke about before, where our coaches were able to give feedback as well on the call about, hey, well, have you thought about this? Or what about, tweaking this a little bit? So it's really been a very enjoyable experience.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. It's not just you as an AD, you do have the opportunity to get feedback from your coaches because ultimately they're going to be the ones using that particular product. Great example. Alex, let's jump back to you. What's been some of the feedback you've gotten from the vendor participants about these AD consultations?
Yeah, good question. So I always tell our ADs, our new think tank members when they come on that our vendors really truly do want your feedback, and every one of the vendors we've worked with has made some kind of change or improvement to what they offer based on what our ADs have said. The most glowing example is the one that you brought up earlier, Jake, the name change. But also what we find a lot that happens is vendors they change their pricing, or they at least change their pricing options to suit more schools. That's happened two or three times with vendor clients that we worked with. They come in with one price, and they quickly realize that one size doesn't fit all in the school space, and a certain number of dollars may be a little for one school, but out of budget for another school. So that's something that happens a lot. And another one that Kristy kind of brought up is coaches' feedback. We've had a number of vendors who are not only interested in AD feedback, but coaches' feedback. So we're able to then bring them on to second calls or do another program with them or do a pilot program with them that allows them to get the AD feedback and the coach feedback as well, which really helps them improve their solutions.
Oh no, absolutely. And Kristy, you also brought up the idea of, that just getting started. Well, geez, I don't want to see my mailbox blow up with all these pitches from ADs. And you talked about the Monday notice. All of these opportunities for you to get involved. And I'm talking to the listeners right now. It's just that it's an opportunity, and you can choose to get involved or not. And here's the other thing: to join the think tank, it's free, but participating in these projects, you get paid for it. So again, you get to choose. Again, Alec, did I explain that well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the compensation is a really nice thing to have, I think, for think tank members. It shows them that their time is valued. But it's nothing, just to be transparent, it's nothing that's going to change your life in any way. It's the more important opportunity is to kind of put your stamp on these solutions that ultimately will help more high school programs.
And
Yeah. And
also
I
make
think too,
make those
and
connections. Yeah, go ahead,
I was
Kristy.
gonna say I take it too as an opportunity to learn something new. There's been some that, I've looked at, I'm like, I don't know anything about this particular topic or this particular technology. And there have been a couple times where I've been like, oh, well, maybe this is an opportunity to learn. So I think it's always, I think depending on how you look at it, I think very, very positive experience overall.
Kristy, I want to stay with you. The vendor directory is the newest feature of K12 Sports Tech. Have you had a chance to, dip your toe in that or even take a deep dive? What are your thoughts on the vendor directory?
Yeah, I have. And I think, I'm dating myself a little bit, but you think back, when you're a kid and when people would get the phone book, right? And you needed information and you're like, oh, let me go look under this category and try to find. And then obviously that has evolved to the internet. And again, you can look and whatever. But with that, you're not getting actual feedback. It's a shot in the dark. So I think with the vendor directory, the fact that it's within our network, it's within our community, and it's also been vetted. So it's, 80 think tank members that are actually giving their feedback. So they're having to go the extra step to give their feedback. And then it's been vetted and reviewed to make sure that it is legitimate. So it also, allows us to look, in my case, I'm not necessarily only looking for a vendor in Orlando, Florida area. I can look, a little broader and find out, hey, what did someone in, California think about this? What did someone in Minnesota think? And it really kind of gives us an opportunity to get more information and help save some time. That these are people that have already looked for whatever the said project is. I need new helmets. I need new turf. I need this technology. I need this, new ticketing system, whatever, the project may be.
Right. And again, to your point, these products, these vendors, if you will, those 4 and 5 star reviews, they're not coming from, bots overseas. They're coming from real live think tank members, athletic directors from across the country, maybe even from around the corner that are part of the think tank. Alec, what has been your feeling since the vendor directory has really got going?
Yeah, it's been awesome to see. I mean, it just gives us an opportunity to do our work at a larger scale. Obviously, there's only so many vendors we can take on as consulting clients, but when we open up the directory and we open up, different membership levels in the directory so that there's a free level, there's a premium level, so any company, any vendor in the space can get involved. If not, if just at the free level, but they can get their name out there that way and get exposed, and expose ADs from all over the country, like you said, to what they do. It's been awesome to see, and I think As soon as it ramps up, probably a little bit more in the next few months, it's going to be a huge time saver for ADs because it's one of a kind. It's a centralized location where no matter what I'm looking for my sports program, I can go and compare and see what other ADs are saying about the different companies in that particular solution type.
Well, let's go ahead and let our listeners know how they can get involved. I already mentioned the website, K12sportstech.com. If somebody wants to reach out to you, Alec, find out more, what's the best way that they can get a hold of you?
Yeah, just shoot me an email, Alec, ALEC, at K12sportstech.com. Be happy to talk to you.
Okay. And Kristy, if one of our listeners wants to pick your brain a little bit, see how you do things at Bishop Moore Catholic, or just add you to their network, what's the best way they can connect?
Okay, mine's not as concise as Alex's email, so mine's a little longer. But it's Belden, BELDENK at bishopmoore.org.
Okay. Well, Kristy, Alec, thanks so much for coming on the K12 Sports Tech AD Think Tank. Once again, our 20th episode. All the best for a great summer, and we'll definitely look forward to the next time we have you on.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you.
For listeners, just a reminder, we upload the Zoom recordings of all of these interviews to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. We do the Think Tank just about every week, and just about every day. We try to share stories and best practices from the world of athletics. So come back and join us again on the next episode of the Educational AD Podcast. We'll see you next time. Before we go, of course, we want to thank all of our sponsors, especially K12 Sports Tech, for sponsoring the AD Think Tank. I want to say thanks to Gipper. Start creating world-class social media content for your athletic website. That's Gipper.com. Hometown ticketing. It's more than just digital ticketing. Go to hometown.com to find out. Athletic surveys by LifeTrack. Let them make a custom survey for your school. That's athleticsurveys.com. Sideline Interactive, indoor score tables and video boards. You'll find them at sidelineinteractive.com. Home Campus, it's the official athletic administration platform for Florida, California, and others. Go to homecampus.com to get started. Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration is a proud sponsor. Check out Ohio University and their programs. Vital Signs Wall of Fame, touchscreen video boards. Check them out at vitalsignswalloffame.com. Huddle, as a football coach, I used Huddle. As an AD, we were a Huddle school. Go to huddle.com to get started. And Snap Raise. If you're looking for a fundraiser, you just found it. And it's Snap Raise. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on the Educational AD Podcast and the K12 Sports Tech AD Think Tank.